Hey everybody, this is Robert from Black Belt Gaming. I've got a bit of a cold here, so I might cough a bit. I'm continuing my solo playthroughs using multiple characters here in Journeys in Middle-earth. After the last adventure, we were able to upgrade some items. I've got Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas. We've got some of the new gear here. I think it's marked with a 2. So, don't have the Great Bow and Battle Axe upgraded yet. So, this is new for me. So I'm heading into, I think it's the 4th or 5th chapter of the game. Classes, I've got them multi-classed. Captain, Pathfinder, Guardian, and Smith, and Hunter and Traveler. And I've got some titles here. Wow, Legolas has all the titles so far. Friend of Bears, Pack Dweller, and Nemesis. So I'm going to head into, I guess, I'm not exactly sure what kind of board I'm heading into, but they seem to be alternating, so I wonder if I should go back to maybe Captain this time, and maybe Guardian, and then maybe Hunter. So we'll switch back to those roles. So let's embark. Just healed or tried to help out the wounded ranger. So yeah, this looks like a battle map. So let's get started with this. Okay, everybody, we are trying to discover a spy. If the spy is of any skill, they will have a way of slipping in and out of the inn without attracting notice. They should also carry wounds from their encounter with Hanara. Hanara was the ranger, the wounded ranger that we helped in the previous scenario. We did manage to save her life. She said she was attacked, and somebody is coordinating things with the orcs and goblins. You must discover which guest at the inn meets both of these criteria. So, wounds, and somebody has some skill, I guess. Someone who has a way of slipping in and out of the inn. All right. So, we have to do this before they grow too suspicious, but if you are sure the enemy agent will try, you're sure about they'll try to lie about their injuries, you'll have to use all of your powers of deduction to capture them. So discover which guest is the spy. So we have the board set up, and we need to place a search token here. Garden of Herbs. That's easy. Another one there. Muscular, hulking woman. Alright, let me get these set up. Alright, so this is possibly the innkeeper. If you tell the innkeeper that her eyes shine brighter than the stars above, she may be able to offer you further assistance. So we have a little code we can share. Black cat. Over here near the laid near a window are a pile of dusty books. Guess it's in the back room of the inn. Tall, thin man smoking a pipe in the corner. All right, I'll just put one there. Another search token. Windows looking out over the wilderness. A curly-haired hobbit huddles close to the fire, eating and drinking. And then we have a dwarf hunched over there by the door. So there are several points of interest. You might be able to find clues. The bushes, statues, barrels, and fire pit do not function as normal. So unique terrain is marked by a sparkle effect. So you can interact with them and search for evidence. So usually on the battle mat, I guess, things like this help you like become hidden, or they may do something else, but in this particular scenario, they may have another function. So here we go. All right, so we're hunting for the spy, and I've got my 3 heroes here on the board. These are the, I think these are more for the battle terrain, like what the bush does and the fire pit statue, and what these things do when you're in a fight, but we won't use that for right now. It said that the threat went up. We all get an inspiration token. Legolas starts with an additional one because he has prepared his hunter ability, which is resourceful. So he gets to start with 1 inspiration. Legolas also has a title prepared. We were able to scout for 3, and he's got Pack Dweller, which allows him to use this to strike for an extra 3. So although we're not starting in a battle, maybe this will end up in a battle since we're on the battle board. So that's kind of the classes I have, or the roles I have everybody prepared for. Gimli's prepared with his You Cannot Pass Guardian card. This is just his card number 1. Allows him to guard and protect himself from 3 damage. And Ancient Wisdom, he'll get a boost on a wisdom check. And Aragorn has his starting captain card, which at the start of your turn you may discard this skill for you and a nearby hero to scout for 2. And he's got a spirit card because his spirit is not the greatest. So I guess as we begin, maybe we want to start with Aragorn, and we'll use his well-provisioned card. At the start of your turn, discard. You and a nearby hero scout for 2. So we'll take 2 cards for Aragorn and take a look. And we have Ambush and Lead the Charge. When an enemy moves into a space, you can discard this and attack them. And I think this lets you attack and then discard and let someone else also attack. So this one has the success on it. Some people have played with a house rule that if you ready a card, you can discard the ready card and choose not to use its ability here, but instead use it for its success or fate icon up there. Maybe that's because people tend not to ready these cards because of the success marker. They always want to ready these. They either have the fate on them or that don't have any marking whatsoever up in the corner. So I guess just following the standard rules for now, I'll put that on top, and I'll go ahead and ready the ambush card, and his other card will be a discard. So who's the other one who's going to get something? Maybe let's go with Gimli since he's next in line. He's going to scout for 2. He's got his old Restless Axe, another great one that allows you to start attacking right away. It says at the start of your turn you can discard this skill to attack and add 2 hits. Then we have Undying Might, which is he'll get a bonus on a strength check, or an automatic success, 1 success on a strength check. I guess I'll do the same thing. We'll keep the success on top, and we'll put Undying Might down there beside Ancient Wisdom. So that wasn't considered an action by Aragorn. It was just part of what his captain card does. But let's let Aragorn go ahead and start his turn. What did we have here in the grass? Must be hard to get supplies. Growing various herbs and vegetables. So I guess we'll let Aragorn check this. Sorry for the cough. You examine the garden and find nothing of relevance. Still, the smell of earth and green growing things is invigorating, so gain an inspiration and discard this token. All right, so back to the battle board. Aragorn checked out the plant life. Has one more action, but not really that many choices. Maybe he'll go ahead and walk 2 spaces. One action, you can move 2 areas, and he'll start to walk into the inn. So I guess Legolas here is going to step for his action 1, 2, and he's gonna check out the bush. I don't know if you have to check both of them at one time. We'll see if we can click on the bushes. Let's investigate. This will be a second action. You push aside the thin needled bushes, shaking and rustling the branches. You disturb a nesting robin whose loud noises and incessant pecking force you to concede that no one is trying to be stealthy and could be hiding in these bushes. You back away and watch the feathered mother tend to her young. So we suffer damage, suffer 1 face down damage, and gain 1 inspiration. I can't believe I have to use this cloak already from a little bird. But before you suffer damage or fear, you may spend an inspiration to prevent 1. So we're going to gain a point of inspiration and 1 wound card. So we're just going to not get the inspiration and instead spend it here in combination with our cloak and just cancel that damage. So we're all right. Gimli, he's going to move 1 into the space where this statue is. Let's see what it says. Statue of the Forsaken Inn, small yard, is crumbling and worn. Nothing seems strange about the stone effigy, and its inscription is similarly worn away by time. However, there is something caught beneath one edge of the statue. You attempt to move it. So we're going to need to make a test. Look like a might test. And it just says how many successes are you going to get. Well, fortunately for us, we have Undying Might readied. That's going to be 1 automatic success, but his value is 4, so we're going to get 4 cards. And let's just turn them over and count the success markers. That's 2. And if we want to use this, and I guess we might as well, that makes 3. Surely that must be adequate. 3 successes. Let's see what it reveals. The statue shifts slightly, revealing a ripped section of vellum, yellowed with age. I believe that's a paper, isn't it? The scrap of paper contains a fragment of an amusing song that raises your spirits. Become determined. Okay, determined. That is, determined is one of these condition cards. There it is. Determined says, when you test, you may discard this boon to discard any number of cards from the test and reveal that many additional cards. So for those of you Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition players, it's almost like a advantage on your check. So this is not readied, it's just a condition, so we can use it and it doesn't take up one of our 4 readied card slots. Well, Gimli has 1 more point of movement if we want to use it, and I guess we will. We'll move out here. So I think that's everybody. Let's go to the app and see what happens after we finish this first round. All right, we'll give everybody an inspiration point since I'm playing on this difficulty level, so it's a little easier. The shadow deepens, yet hope endures. And we hit something. Your investigation in the tavern has shown you how reticent the guests can be. One of them must be the spy, with a treacherous heart and lies on their lips, but it's difficult to discern the answer when everyone is so hostile to outsiders. Whoa! Each hero suffers 3 fear, and spirit negates. That's hard. This is mental stress. All right, so we have to test spirit. And Aragorn's spirit is surprisingly low. He only gets 2 cards for this. One is a success. I guess we'll spend one of his inspiration points to boost that up to 2 successes. And then we can use Unyielding Spirit that we had readied to give us the 3rd success. So Aragorn remains undamaged. Gimli's going to have to make the same test. He's got a spirit of 4. So that's the best, I guess, you can have. But only 1 success here. So we see that one. That's his 1 success. But we have 2 of these available. We might as well spend the inspiration that we have. So we'll spend 2 inspiration there so that he doesn't have to suffer this damage. Now, there is an interesting thing about his armor. It says that it makes you slower, so his agility goes down by 1. So his agility is only 1. Increase your fear limit by 1. And if you would test, I think that's wisdom, spirit, or wit, to negate damage, you can test your might instead. So we could have tested might, but it would have been the same. His spirit and might are both 4. Legolas here is kind of like Aragorn. He only has a spirit of 2. And I hate burning all these good successes. We can spend a point of inspiration. That gives us 2. And then we have our cloak. Our Fangorn cloak. And that can work with fear too, can't it? Before you suffer wounds or fear, you can spend inspiration. So let's spend 1 more. So everybody's able to shake off the cold feeling we're getting from this inn. All right, so we've done that, and it's now the rally phase. So what we get to do here is each hero shuffles their decks back and scouts for 2 cards. So for example, I'll take Aragorn's used cards from his different tests and such, and I just have to shuffle everything back in. By the way, I don't know if I have a good place here in Japan that I can get sleeves for these little cards. I just honestly don't know. I've got to try to look around. The cards for this game are holding up pretty well, but with all the shuffling you do in this game, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of wear on them. Let me not forget Aragorn's ability. He says when you scout during the rally phase, you and nearby heroes can scout an additional card. So lead the charge is a success. Word of triumph. When you or a nearby hero tests might, discard, add 1 success, and scout 1. This also gives you an added strike 2. 1 success on a might check. And this will let somebody nearby attack. Maybe we'll put, since there's nothing here, this is a good one to prepare. Let's get Word of Triumph prepared, and We'll put the success on top, and we'll just put the fate one maybe on the bottom for now. So nearby heroes are either in his space or one space away. So Gimli also can shuffle, and he can also scout for 2. So let's see what he gets. He gets 2 cards plus an additional card from Aragorn. Restless Axe, Fury. When you attack, you may spend any amount of inspiration to add that number of hits. Honed Agility. We could always use help with agility. Let's put Fury on the bottom, and we'll put the Restless Axe, the success card, on the top. Now, Legolas here, I forgot to do this. At the end of your turn, you may discard this skill to gain 1 inspiration and scout 1. I know this is a bit late, but let me go ahead and do this. Scout 1 card. We gain a point of inspiration for Legolas. We should do that at the end of his turn. This is a good one for him. Immortality. It says rest 2. This is one of the few ways you can heal, or you can use it for a strike. So you have a choice. We'll go ahead and ready that one, I think, as his second card. So now we're in the rally, and he's not close enough to Aragorn, so he's just going to get the oh, I need to shuffle. I need to shuffle all this. We might pull a weakness card, for all we know. Like I said, the cards are pretty thick and seem to be holding up pretty well. We have nothing to fear. You do not provoke attacks. That's great. So he can move around on the board and not provoke attacks as long as his card is readied. And he's got guard too. And another title, Friend of Bears, with a guard 4. Both of these are good for protection. Maybe we'll put nothing to fear, so Legolas can sort of dance around the board if enemies show themselves. We'll put the title on the bottom. And we'll head back to the game, and I think we're ready for actions. So I may stop the first video here. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you later if you want to see who the spy is.